There's a little under 6 seconds left to go in double overtime. Draymond here has the ball in transition. He feeds it to Klay, who has the hot hands of the night. His shot is a little off the mark, but Kevon Looney isn't about to let this turn into a triple overtime. Game 6 Loon appears out of nowhere and tips the ball. The first attempt didn't go in, but the second attempt gets the 2-point bucket, gets the crowd on their feet, and wins the game. Sheesh, guys. The Golden State Warriors were in a dark spot a little while ago, especially after that nasty beatdown by the Brooklyn Nets, but it seems that the bad times are now in the rearview mirror because they're winning games. I can't believe I'm saying this, but Golden State has finally figured out how to win without Curry. But the million-dollar question is, can they actually win the 2023 NBA championship? Back in the 2021 season, the Golden State Warriors were a one-man show. When Steph Curry was playing, they were a force to reckon with. When he wasn't, all we could do was hold our breaths and pray, literally. Then, as deep as the 2022 Warriors were, it was still more or less the same. The non-Curry minutes were a bit better than the prior year, but still were a disaster. In this current 2023 season, however, after receiving one of the worst beatings in recent memory at the hands of former Warrior Kevin Durant, it seems that Golden State has finally turned a page and figured out how to win without the two-time MVP. Before I give my conclusion on whether this will allow them to win at all, I gotta get into how they're doing it. And a huge part is because the growing pains are starting to bear fruit. Yeah, I can't believe it, but what I mean can be summarized by this play here. Here's Kuminga in the corner defending his man. He's a bit closer to make things tougher, and when the opportunity arises, he steals the ball away from PJ Washington like a bully taking candy away from a baby, and then initiates the fast break opportunity. Here's Kuminga again. He uses the screen from Klay, and in the split action, he cuts back door, receives the pass, and flushes it home with no resistance. Ladies and gentlemen, I didn't think it happened this fast, but Jonathan Kuminga has officially graduated from rookie land and learned how to be effective within Steve Kerr's motion offense. He definitely passes the eye test. Then when it comes to just pure numbers, he passes that as well. And if you look at his statistics, you'll agree with me. I mean, for the month of December, he's been averaging about double digits while shooting over 50% from the field, while being just a nasty playground bully. And with over half the season left to play, all I wonder about is, how much better is this kid gonna get when the playoffs start? I mean, imagine he improves his three-point shooting a bit more. Imagine he improves his defense a bit more. Imagine he improves his playmaking ability just a bit more. Then we're talking about a serious weapon coming off the bench. Anyway, after Kuminga is the return of Jordan Kid Splash Poole. He may have started off the season a bit slow, but he's slowly looking more and more like the Jordan Poole we saw in the playoffs last year. I mean, look at this play here. After sizing up his defender on the perimeter, he reaches into his bag a bit and does a step-back three from like 26 feet out, for crying out loud. Here's another look. Poole's on the perimeter here. When he realizes that his defender is playing him way too tight, he turns on the jets, blows right by him, then slams in the bucket violently. Man, in Curry's absence, Poole has really stepped up his game and is playing like an all-star, and is showing flashes of All-NBA in him as well. For the month of December, the Poole party averaged nearly 27 points a ball game and has been really instrumental in the Warriors' success. The crazy thing about all this is, when Steph Curry comes back, JP3 is going to be coming off the bench. How insane is it to have a player of Poole's caliber coming off the bench, for crying out loud? Anyway, next off, this video wouldn't be right if I didn't dedicate a portion of it to this man right here. Klay Thompson has been doubted by so many people. I mean, the media has been calling him washed. They've been saying that he'd never be the same player he used to be. But if he was washed, then what the heck is this?
Former Warrior. Play three.
Klay Thompson, ladies and gentlemen, literally dropped 54 points in a single game. Yeah. So far this season, the Warriors sharpshooter scored the 6th highest scoring game, and the crazy thing is, he's still getting into rhythm. I mean, look at these statistics here. For the month of December, Klay is averaging about 25 points a game while shooting it a little shy of 40% from three-point range, and then an astounding 96% at the free throw line. How can anybody call anyone who can put up this stat line, quote unquote, washed? Isn't that like one of the craziest things you've ever heard? Say it with me, guys. Sheesh. Anyway, I want to touch on another aspect of the Warriors this season, and it's their new acquisitions. Donte DiVincenzo, Anthony Lamb, and Ty Jerome. First off, I want to give some credit to the two-way players. Honestly, going into the season, I had some doubts about what kinds of production we can get from these two players, but they've really found themselves a niche in the Warriors system. I mean, they might not be putting up big numbers on a nightly basis, but look at their efficiency numbers. They're both shooting at about 50% from the field and just a hair shy of 40% from three-point range. In the 20 or so minutes that they're in per game, they're definitely making it count. And I need to show you these numbers as well. Look at this. Ty Jerome and Anthony Lamb are actually scoring a higher effective field goal percentage this season than superstars like Damian Lillard, James Harden, and Trae Young. How crazy is that, to get these type of efficiency numbers from players on two-way contracts? But before I just move on, did you all see this?
With guards and wings, final second. Ty Jerome from midcourt. He got it!
Sheesh, guys. Ty has probably been taking notes from the chef. Anyway, then next off, there's Donte DiVincenzo, who just recently did this. All right, so Clay's shot is off the mark a bit. Then Jordan Poole gets his shot blocked. Then with just 2 seconds left on the clock, the ball finds its way into DiVincenzo's hands. And splash. He ties the game up. Then the Warriors end up winning in double OT. When he's healthy, he's exactly the winning player I expected him to be when the Warriors initially signed him. Because look, he's won a championship at every stage of basketball that a player could possibly win at. High school, college, NBA. Then this year, he's showing us again just why he's a winner. I mean, he's literally affecting the game in every way possible. In this 5-game win streak by the Warriors, which started with the demise of the Memphis Grizzlies on Christmas Day, the guard out of Villanova is averaging 11 points, nearly 7 rebounds, along with 4 assists. He's affecting the game at every level, and although he's no Gary Payton II or Otto Porter, he's carved out his own role within Steve Kerr's system. Can the Warriors win the 2023 championship now, you might ask? Well, look, here's the thing. In a few short weeks, Steph Curry is going to be back. We all know he's a superstar, and honestly, he's playing some of the best basketball that he's ever played, shooting well over 50, 40, and 90. Then the 2014 number 1 pick, Andrew Wiggins, who's been relentless at attacking the rim and who's been shooting the 3 ball at an astounding 45%, is also going to be back in the Warriors lineup. So you're going to have a starting lineup of Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Andrew Wiggins, Kevon Looney, and Draymond Green. So far this season, this has actually been the most lethal offensive lineup. I mean, just look. Here's the point differentials of the best starting lineups in the league. The Celtics, the Bucks, the Nets, the Pelicans. The best among these, according to the numbers, would be the Celtics, whose starting 5 routinely outscores opponents by about 15 points. Well, the Warriors lineup that I just brought up routinely outscores opponents by 25. Sheesh, guys. Then this is the scary part. Remember, coming off the bench is Jordan Poole, who's been averaging about 27 in December. Then you got Kuminga, who's been turning into a beast. Then you got Wiseman, who I haven't even mentioned in this video, who's also turning into a beast. Then you have the two-way players, who are proving to be more efficient than some quote-unquote superstars in the league. And then you got the new acquisition of Donte DiVincenzo. Man, and the crazy thing is, this team isn't even at full strength yet. They still have about 3 or 4 more notches to go before the postseason starts, and I'm actually glad that they haven't quite peaked yet. Other teams in the league, like the Nets, are definitely doing good at the moment, but what Steph said back in 2021 applies more than ever.
You don't want to see us next year. You don't want to see us next year.
You don't want to see us next year.